Hey everybody, it's Graham from the MetaTailor team. Today we're going to do an in-depth tutorial on how to build our own character. Now, I love stealth action games, so I thought today's character would be inspired by some of the great stealth games such as Splinter Cell or Metal Gear Solid. So we're going to take some inspiration from some of the characters in the past, use that to inspire how we're going to develop our own stealth soldier avatar. We're going to be using metahumans as our base avatar, and we're going to be putting clothes on our avatar inside of MetaTailor. We're going to be using assets in the MetaTailor library, as well as some unique free assets that we found on the Sketchfab asset store. Once we're finished, we're going to be taking our avatar's clothing and importing it into Unreal Engine. We're going to be applying it to our metahuman avatar and then having it run around in scene so we can actually see how it looks and feels inside of a real game environment. So this is going to be an amazing in-depth tutorial. You're going to learn a lot, and you can follow along step by step because we're going to be doing everything together, and you're going to be able to download all of these assets completely for free. So I'm really excited. Let's dive into it now. All right, so we want to create a stealth character. So what I went ahead and did is I actually created a mood board. So let's just go ahead and take a look at some things. One of the main things that stands out to me about stealth characters is obviously the colors. They're dark colors because they need to hide in shadows and basically blend in with the dark environment. So that's obvious. Another aspect that I see repeated across different characters is they wear sort of tighter fitting clothing. They also have lighter loadouts. So like their gear, their vests, some of their weapons, they're not heavy and bulky. So what I've gone ahead and done, okay, is I've actually tried to challenge myself and see, can I actually make this character using entirely free stuff? So there's two sources that I think are going to supply me with free stuff that I can use to build this character. One is the MetaTailor Marketplace, okay, which contains free items for all users, as well as items that are free to you if you are a pro user. So we'll look through some of that. But I also want to look through the Sketchfab Marketplace because there's a lot of really great free stuff that is really conducive to making the stealth character we're going after. So I went ahead and downloaded my metahuman, and when you do that, they will actually appear in the local tab within the Quixel bridge. Since he's already downloaded, I can click the add button to go ahead and add him to the Unreal Engine scene. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. Now, these are pretty heavy assets, so sometimes they take a second to actually spawn into scene. Looks like everything's going well. Cool. So I went ahead and added Cooper to the scene, but what that actually does is it'll put him in our content browser in the metahumans folder in a folder called Cooper, which is his name. So what I can do from here is actually find his blueprint, and I'm going to go ahead and drag him into the scene in front of me. So there he is, but what we also want to do is zero out his coordinates. This is very important when we go to export this metahuman and bring him into MetaTailor. Definitely make sure you zero out the character. Otherwise, you might have some issues when you are importing. So I'll hit the F key. Okay, there he is in the corner here. The next thing I can do is I can hit File, Export Selected, and then I will actually have the ability to export him. So I have a folder for the character. I'll just go ahead and make a folder called Cooper Avatar. If I can spell. Okay. And there's the FBX. So it's saved. And what do I want? I think this is all okay. Level of detail. Make sure to uncheck this. We do not need all of the avatar's LODs. If you do this, they will all appear overlapped on top of each other inside of MetaTailor, and we do not need them because later we're going to bring our outfit back in and apply it to basically a fresh avatar. We're not going to reuse the exported FBX again. We're just going to spawn a new avatar, a new Cooper metahuman into the scene. So I'm going to uncheck that. Everything else I believe should be just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and hit export. Now that we have our MetaHuman, I'm going to go ahead and open up MetaTailor, and we're going to bring the MetaHuman in using the import features. So what I'm going to do first is hit new project. I'm going to call him Stealth Soldier. Okay, hit confirm. And MetaTailor will begin making me a new project scene. Now, it will spawn the default avatar into scene, but we're going to go ahead and import our custom MetaHuman avatar. So I hit the import tab in the top left. I navigate to the avatar tab on the right hand side. Now you will see here we support FBX avatars and MTC avatars. MTC stands for MetaTailor character. So if you and your team are building MetaTailor characters, you can actually export that character as a proprietary MetaTailor file, and it allows you to really easily just exchange MetaTailor avatars between different projects and different members of your team. So we're going to go ahead and do the FBX, navigate to where I saved him. Let's see, Stealth Soldier, Cooper Avatar. That's not how you spell stealth. It's T-L. Okay, and hit open. So there is Cooper. Now, the next thing I want to do is bring in some of the texture maps associated with this character. Again, we're not going to be using this avatar. We're not going to be exporting it from MetaTailor back to Unreal. We're going to use the MetaHuman that's already in the scene. I'm going to show you guys how to hook that up. But just for sort of visual purposes, I'm going to go ahead and bring some of those materials in from MetaHuman. So what I'm going to do is go back to Unreal and navigate back to the MetaHumans folder, go to Cooper, and then if I go to body, it actually shows the body texture. I can right click, I can hit asset actions and then click export. And that actually allowed me to save it. Now I already did the body texture. I saved him in the Cooper avatar folder. So I'm going to cancel, hit Cooper. And I also want the face. So I have, cool. So there are different textures for different LODs, depending on the level of detail you're trying to go for. Doesn't really matter. In this case, I think I might just go with the main LOD one. So I'm going to right click, hit asset actions and export. And that should give me the face albedo map. And then for the sake of it, I think I might also do the face normal as well. Let's see. I think this will be fine. Right click, asset actions, export. Now I have the face normal as well. I'm gonna hit save. Okay, so I'm gonna jump back to MetaTailor. Now, if I look on the right-hand side here in materials, all the materials associated with the avatar are here in the list. I'm going to hit body synthesized. I'm gonna hit color, and I'm gonna add the body texture map. I'm gonna hit open, and it should appear. Now, it looks dark because the value is low. We're gonna go ahead and increase that value all the way up and reduce some smoothness a little so he's not so shiny. And that's looking pretty good. Next thing I'm gonna do is click the drop down, hit head synthesized, okay? Color maps, grab that head texture, good to go. Increase the value up to 1, lower the smoothness a little so it looks nice. All right, now you can go ahead and do this for all the different materials and get the eyelashes and eyeballs in. I'm not gonna go through that effort today, but it is an option if you wanna do that. I will, though, add the normal map just to get a little more definition in the face. Okay, so I'm happy with this. I'm gonna hit next steps. So the next step, this is really important. This is a unique thing that MetaTailor does, is it assigns landmarks. Now these landmarks are specific to MetaTailor, and it just helps our algorithm understand what the different areas of the body are so that it can map clothing to your avatar with better accuracy. Now, MetaHumans, it'll automatically map correctly. If for whatever reason it does not map correctly to your avatar, you can actually manually apply these to the right areas and get the same setup. You'll just have to sort of eyeball it and put these landmarks in the right areas. But for now, I'm gonna hit auto map again, should bring it back. Everything looks like it is where it should be. I'm gonna hit next steps. Okay, so that just imported our MetaHuman. I can actually go to the content browser, hit my content, navigate to the avatars tab, and I should actually see my new avatar. So I'll hit date added. Order. Okay, there he is, Stealth Soldier avatar. I'm gonna hit change avatar. And there he is. So I have my avatar in scene. One of the cool things about MetaTailor is once you import an avatar, everything in our marketplace and content library will now automatically fit your character. So you can browse the marketplace and look through all of our clothing and accessories, and immediately you can try things on or apply things automatically. So I'm gonna go to my content because I have a lot of content already downloaded. And let's say I wanna look at a pair of pants. Pants, okay, cool. I have these cool military pants. Let's just try them on and see what happens. I hit apply, boom. They've just applied to my MetaHuman. And these are all rigged and ready to go. So if I put my MetaHuman into a animation, there you go. So we're gonna sort of build on this. I'm gonna remove these pants and put our avatar back into his bind pose. And just to kind of show you another example, let's go ahead and look at jackets. Throw a jacket on. And what's a cool jacket? Let's see. This will do. Bomber jacket. Cool. So there it is. Now, of course, we're building a stealth soldier or a stealth sort of assassin here. So we're going to start actually importing our own custom clothing and having it auto fit and auto rig to our avatar. It'll be animation ready, and we can transport that or transfer that to Unreal Engine 5, apply animations, and build our world and our game around it. So I'm gonna hit the import tab again. I'm gonna hit cloth and accessory. I'm gonna navigate to the folder where I saved my downloads. And where did they go? Cool, Stealth Soldier. So I think I'm gonna start with the pants. Let's see, cloth pants, stealth cargo pants. Let's give these a look. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add the color maps as well. Albedo and the normal. Very cool. Now they look kind of wet, and that's because the smoothness is up pretty high. These actually might come with a roughness map. Very good. So that should balance out the roughness or smoothness a little. And what other maps did this come with? Ambient occlusion, very nice. And a metalness map as well. So we're gonna go ahead and add that. Bring the metalness up. I think it's the belt area. Okay, cool. So that looks good. These are the pants. They look nice. Let's go ahead and fit them to our character. I'm gonna hit the pants preset. Now these buttons do two things. It assigns this asset to a category, in this case, the pants category. It also generally will sort of move the item to the area and proportions that typically a pair of pants would be or a jacket would be. So if I go jackets, it's gonna move it up. If it thinks it's hair, it's gonna try to fit it to the head. But obviously we wanna do pants. If I will show you guys this in a bit, but if it is a solid object that is like a grenade or a weapon or a sword or a watch or something like that, you would actually use the accessories button, and I'll show you why you want to do that here in a bit. So I'm gonna hit next step, and this is where things get interesting, okay? MetaTailor will actually fit and proportion this asset to fit the avatar perfectly. I'm gonna hit the move button to just move it up the waistline a little bit, but you can do it how you want it. I'm gonna hit confirm, and then I'm gonna hit this button that says start pose match. I'm gonna click start pose match, and I'm also gonna have the mirror button activated, so make sure that's blue. And I'm actually going to move the heels back a little bit so that they better fit within the cuff of the pants. Okay, I'll move the knees back as well. Now, the cool thing is you don't have to worry about any clipping. Clipping is fine. MetaTailor is gonna fix that automatically. This is just generally getting the fitment sort of matched to the body. But the thing is, we can massively move the body around to fit an awkwardly posed asset, and MetaTailor will fix it. So this is sort of a simple example. I'm gonna go ahead and hit preview pose work. So watch this. I hit preview pose work, and it'll show the avatar will actually move back to its bind pose. and it'll bring the clothing along with it. So I'm gonna hit confirm. It's gonna move back. When I hit next steps, it will actually confirm everything and it'll fit the pants to the avatar. So as you can see, the pose was lightly changed to fit the avatar and the clipping was removed. So I think this looks pretty good. And again, if I go to viewport settings, by the way, let's go ahead and crank the exposure up a little bit so you can see a little better. And I hit running. Look at that. Character runs. Everything's weighted. It looks pretty good. Now you see a little clipping here, and we actually have a way we can fix that, and I'll show you guys that in a bit. I'm gonna go back to import, and I'm gonna keep working on the rest of my assets. So import, cloth accessories. What else do we have? Stealth soldier. So I have, let's see, I think that shirt was somewhere in here. Let's go with the leather jacket. Leather jacket. Now, this is important. Every asset that I'm importing is an FBX, okay? MetaTailor currently supports the import of FBX and OBJ, but we're very soon going to be launching a GLB and GLTF importer as well. So you won't have to convert things. You'll be able to just drag and drop those items from a marketplace directly to MetaTailor, and you'll be up and running. I'm going to hit open. So it looks pretty massive. Okay, colors and Stealth soldier, leather jacket. Textures, albedo, normal map, ambient occlusion, roughness, and metallic. And I think that metallic's probably gonna, affect the zipper and such. Okay, little bit of smoothness in there. That's looking pretty good. Next steps. Okay, so jacket is already applied. That's looking pretty good. Now this is where pose warp is really important. Okay, the pants were easy. This is where pose warp gets really interesting. If I move this jacket up, okay, and what you really want to do, again, you do not need to match things perfectly. You kind of just want to match the neck area with the neck of the character and the shoulders with the shoulder region of your avatar. I'm going to scale this up a bit, just like that. I think that's fine. Back to the move tool. Okay, this is good enough. You don't need to be perfect here. I'm going to hit confirm. I'm going to hit start pose match. Now, I'm going to move the shoulders to fit within the shoulders of the jacket. Okay. And I'm going to move the elbows to fit within the elbows of the jacket. And then the wrists as well. And I want to move these wrists back so they fit better. And I'm going to move the elbows up. Okay, I'm going to bring them forward slightly. That's looking pretty good. I think I'm going to turn off mirroring. I'm going to bring this up. Bring this up as well. Okay, looking pretty good. So we have morphed our avatar to match the pose of the asset. Now, of course, if you do that, you want to bring the avatar back to bind pose so that it's functional for animation. Let's go ahead and preview what that'll look like. I'm going to hit preview pose warp again. Watch that. The asset morphs back to the natural pose of the avatar. That's pretty cool, right? So click to turn that off, and I'm going to hit confirm just to bake that down. And then I'm going to hit next, and that will go ahead and sort of solidify our import. So there it is. Boom. Now, of course, with MetaTailor, I have my layer stack here. I can take this item and tuck it into the pants. Pretty cool, right? But in this case, I think I want to have it over the pants. Now, again, we talked about on our mood board that the clothing for these characters is going to be tight fitting. We also talked about the clothing colors are going to be sort of darker tone. So I'm going to click the pants. I'm going to go to the value slider. I'm actually going to drag that back down to darken out the color of the pants. I'm also going to click the pants, and I'm going to go to the shrink wrap slider at the top of the tools, and I'm going to apply some shrink wrap. And that'll just make the pants more form-fitting to our character. So that looks pretty good. Let's go to the jacket as well, and let's just see how this looks if we tighten it up a little bit and make it more form-fitting. Okay, that's pretty cool. Now, I would like to match the colors a little more. I'm probably going to drag the value down a bit, maybe reduce some of the smoothness, just so we can synchronize the colors. And honestly, I think I might actually tuck this in and see how it looks. Okay, that's pretty cool. Might bring it back out. I actually want the jacket sitting evenly on top of the pants. So let's go ahead and grab an FFD modifier. And I'm going to click these, shift click to highlight multiple. Okay. And I'm actually going to drag it up slightly, see if we can change the height of this and how it sits on the belt. Okay, hit confirm. That looks pretty good. Maybe we could tuck that in as well. Okay, cool. So maybe even a little tighter on the pants. So this is really the beauty of MetaTailor, is that we're pulling together a bunch of items that were never designed to be or used together. But MetaTailor allows us to iterate and sort of force them into being sort of cohesive with each other to build a new character. But this is a non-linear workflow and it's non-destructive. I can change in real time any aspect of this character and sort of massage things around until I have something unique. Like just looking at this character, I think I want to tighten it even more, shrink wrap it even more of the character to make it more form-fitting. So this is pretty good. I really like this, okay? So we're going to continue. I'm going to go back to import. We're going to keep bringing items in. Cloth accessories, back to our puller where we save things. So what's next? I think I have a tactical vest. Let's go ahead and try that on. So one thing that I need to do with this tactical vest asset is it's probably not an FBX or OBJ. So I might need to convert it. Let's see if we have another vest. Vest and tactical gear, maybe? Upper body. Okay, perfect. I really like this one. So we've imported the raw FBX file of this asset that has a tactical vest. Now, we don't want the mannequin, the sunglasses, and the helmet. As cool as these assets are, these stealthy characters typically don't wear these sort of standard, issue sort of helmets, right? So I just want the vest. MetaTailor will actually show me the different mesh groups that are associated with this import, and I can deselect the ones I don't want. So helmet's pretty cool. The baklava's cool. Cube, I guess, represents the sunglasses. Base. Cool assets, and I think we could use some of these later, but right now we just want the vest. So I have the vest isolated. I'm going to go to the vest material. I am going to start adding some of those textures. So I'm going to hit tactical gear, textures folder, a lot of different stuff, but we just want the stuff associated with the vest. Let's see, vest base. Very good. Vest normal. Cool. Vest ambient occlusion. There is not one. So we'll go ahead and do rough. There it is. And I think that's all that there is metal. Okay. Very cool. And it looks pretty good as it is. So I'm not going to change much to it yet. I'm going to hit next steps. I'm going to hit the vest category. Hit next. It's going to sort of do some calculations and get ready for the fitment. All right, move up and we're going to shrink them a bit. So shrink it down. Again, this is going to be something that we want to be tight fitting. I think this is good. Looks nice. Okay, I'm happy with that. Confirm. Start pose matching. So things look pretty good. There's not a lot of pose matching that really needs to be done. I'm going to go ahead and actually hit confirm. And then I'm going to hit next steps. And in this case, next steps really should say finish. So we'll change that. So it's finishing it out. And now it's applying the vest to our character. So look at that. Now we have a vest on our character. Again, let's just go ahead and give it a test animation. We actually have a really nice skin weight test animation. If I can just find it here. Skin weight test. Okay. Just take a look. See how things are going. Okay. Standing cover, see how he's doing. Very cool. All right, so back to bind pose. The vest. We have the option to shrink the fit of that as well if we want to, using the slider so I can see and watch it perform in real time. Let's do a little tighter and see how it looks. Pretty cool. Okay. So this is looking good. So we're starting to slowly sort of put together our tactical stealth character. But we'll go ahead and bring some more items in and keep building this. So let's go to, what do we want to do next? I brought in a t-shirt, or the long sleeve shirt and the other vest, but I like this one so much. I'm not even gonna worry about those. I think this looks really good. A recon knife. How cool is that? Let's take a look. Okay. So we brought in this tactical knife. Now, the thing with this one is we really only want this one. So let's go ahead and just start deselecting meshes and see if we can leave ourselves with the final knife, this piece right here, right? So I'm going to turn that off. Don't want that. Don't need that. Okay, cool. So everything that's highlighted is still is relevant to what we're going to be importing. So we have, I don't know what decal is. If you don't know what a material is, because it's randomized on the internet, you can just select and move the values around and it'll change the brightness or the lightness. And you'll just know kind of what you're working with. So knife is selected. Going to go to the source, textures. Yeah, next steps. Okay, so here's the accessory button. This is a hard surface object that is not going to bend like cloth. So we want to actually create an accessory for this. Hit the accessory button, hit next steps. Good to go. I do want to scale this item down. And here's the cool thing about this is we're just sort of getting it to fit within the scale of our avatar. But we have tools to place accessories. So this step is just for me to sort of scale it and kind of get it in the orientation that I like as its default. What we're basically doing is just setting its default position when you apply it to an avatar. I'm okay with this. I'm going to hit confirm. I'm going to hit next steps. And look at that. So now I actually have this knife attached to my mouse and I can drag it around and apply it anywhere I want. So I think it would look cool if it was attached to his shoulder. Now he has a knife on his shoulder. I'm cool with that. Confirm. Now, let's have him run. Look at that. So the knife's going to stay on his shoulder as if it was actually bound there, placed there. So pretty cool feature with the accessories. Okay. So our character is coming together. One thing I definitely want to do is cover those feet up. Let's go back to clothing and categories, and then we'll go to shoes. So we could import some shoes, but the MetaTailor Marketplace has tons of assets and items, and I think we could probably find something in here that'll work for this avatar. So let's see if we can find some boots. Mad Max biker boots. Let's see how those look. So again, these are on the marketplace, but you can download them and try them on and just see how things look. And these are included in Pro. So if you're a Pro subscriber, these are free for you to use. Apply and cool. Cool. I'm gonna click these, turn off effects layering, see if I can improve the fitment a little bit. Okay. And very good. So notice how the feet stick out a little bit. That's not a problem. Click the boots, go back to redo pose matching. Check this out. I'm gonna hit redo pose matching. It'll bring me back to the pose matching menu. And from there, I can actually click knees, elbows, give me some more gizmos to work with. Second, I'm going to move the toes to make sure they match the sort of toe box region of the shoes. And let's take a look at the side, see if we can get the heel to fit as well. Okay. And that's looking pretty good. So I'm going to hit confirm. Let's see if we can get those shoes to fit properly. Okay. Cool. Now. The next thing I want to do, let's see if effects layering actually looks good. Okay. Turn effects layering back on. And then we are going to keep, let's see if we actually pull the shoes down and layer the pants over the boots. Back off. Okay, so shoes are a tricky thing because every avatar has different proportioned sort of feet, and it does take a little bit of playing around to get the shoes to fit the feet exactly. It helps to turn off effects layering, which basically turns off the auto morphing. And at the moment, the best thing you could probably do is use one of the sculpting brushes to just lightly craft it to fit the foot region. Now, MetaTailor is working on a glove import tool, and we're also going to be doing a shoe import tool that specifically imports footwear and handwear to your avatars. But these things require a few extra steps, so we just want to make sure that's a seamless, exciting experience. Okay, so now I have my boots, my pants, my jacket, vest, I have a knife. What else? Let's go back to import. You know what? Actually, let's go to backpacks. Let's just see what we have. See if there's anything cool that we can just use out of the box. Okay, backpack. This might look pretty cool. Let's just see how it looks. I'm gonna hit apply. Okay. I think that's pretty cool, honestly. You know, a stealth character may not have a backpack on, but let's see what happens if we shrink it down. Matter of fact, I'm gonna use a scale tool for this. I'm gonna scale it this way. Let's just see what happens. Confirm. Okay. This is kind of cool. I've turned this backpack into sort of like an armor set. It almost looks like sort of protective plating. And it's got some cool straps that I think will look really nice. So let's go ahead and do this. But I'm gonna reduce the value down quite a bit. Reduce the smoothness as well. So now you have this sort of dark protective plating on his back, which I think looks pretty cool. And then of course you have these straps that you could sort of use as accessory, holsters and such. Like I have this cool radio accessory that I imported a while ago. Let's just see how this looks. Might be kind of cool. I'm gonna put it right here. Looks pretty sweet. I'm gonna hit the move tool, bring it to the right a little bit, and I might bring it down a little so that sits on his shoulder. So here's a really, really cool thing about MetaTailor. I'm gonna take this accessory and I'm gonna drag it underneath the layer of the backpack, and it's gonna try to bring the strap over top of this asset. So look at that. That's pretty extreme. So it's trying its best to actually layer this strap over top of this asset. But this asset is stretching it so far that it is at the limit of the polygons that were modeled onto the strap. But that's no problem. We'll make it work. So I'm gonna hit scale. See if I can scale this down a tiny bit, move it inward, and just kind of give this strap a break. Move that in, hit confirm. MetaTailor will recalculate the strap. Look at that. Look at that, right? That is super, super cool. So I'm really happy with that. And I do want to take this and again, darken it out a little bit so that it looks a little more cohesive. Let's darken this as well. Okay. Back to the mood board. One of the things that we're definitely missing is some sort of harness system around the character's legs. Every one of these guys tends to have something like that, and I think it's going to be a nice thing to add. So I'm going to go back to MetaTailor. Same thing, import, cloth accessory, and I have that climbing harness that I found. Now, I'm going to change to OBJ because it's an OBJ. There it is, and there's our climbing harness. So, it has multiple textures. I think this looks pretty cool. So, climbing harness, steps, And we don't have a category called climbing harness, but you could put this in the pants category and that'll be just fine. So we're gonna hit next steps. We're gonna scale it, move it up, and scale it again. This should be pretty good. Put her on the waist, bring it back a little. It definitely seems a little elongated, so we're gonna shrink that a bit, shrink it a little more. Now, harnesses are obviously very tight, so this is okay. I'm gonna go ahead and hit, that's looking good. Hit confirm. We don't need to do any pose matching, I don't believe. So we'll hit next step. Just see how it looks. Okay, cool. There it is. There's our harness. So as you can see too, this harness is squeezing on different regions of the pants and actually is creating new conformities in the underlying geometry. I can continue to shrink this a little and see if we can get it tighter, but I think it looks pretty good, honestly. Yeah, I think that looks really, really nice. It's a bit shiny. Let's see if we can bring that down a little. Okay, looking pretty cool. All right. What else are we gonna do? So we have our base items, but we're gonna continue adding some things now. These pants, let's just take a look really quick. Yeah, let's just see. They're kind of low poly, but these could be kind of cool. Bring them up, shrink them down. As you can see, this will be a great opportunity to use the pose matching tool. Start pose match, take a look, knee, foot, toes. Don't want to distort the toes too much. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off mirroring so I can just perfect that a little bit. And I think these will look nice with the boots too. I think that I want these to be lower, but we'll change that here in a second. Knees higher. No, actually, yeah, let's do this. That's looking good. Preview pose warp. Yeah, perfect. Okay, confirm. Next steps. So I have the new pants. Oh, these are looking cool. I'm gonna hit X to remove the old pants. I'm gonna take the new pants and bring them back down to the right layer. And I mean, that's looking pretty cool. I do need to sort of bring the color tone down a bit. Oh yeah, I just like how these look. The other ones were a little too bulky, and I felt like, you know, they just weren't matching the aesthetic we were going for, but these look really nice. These look really cool. Okay. All right, so we're getting to the end of this where I think we've gotten most of what we want, but there's a couple other details that we want to add. So we want the night vision goggles. We definitely want a suppressed pistol of some kind. I think a pistol holster will be cool. I think some additional knee pads might be a nice addition. And what else? I think some pads, some armor pads on the side, on the shoulders will be really nice on our way to closing this character out. So what I've done is, if we remember the leather armor asset that I found on Sketchfab, I couldn't find any free modern sort of tactical shoulder pads, but I did find this leather armor asset that has these big sort of leather shoulder pads on it. And I think we could actually take these and sort of modify them and change the color of them to make them look really cool and fit in with our modern stealth character. So I went ahead and downloaded this model. I'm gonna go ahead and open 3ds Max where I've imported it. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna lightly modify this and try to extract the shoulder pads out. So what I'm gonna do is Add a little poly. And by the way, you can do this in any 3D platform, Blender, Maya, anything like that. I'm just using 3ds Max. This is what I prefer. So let's go ahead and grab the strap and make sure we're highlighting everything so we're getting the full mesh. Okay, I think that's good. Maybe grab these straps as well. Okay, cool. And what else? So I'll grab the straps on this side as well. Very good. Oops. Okay, cool. Just make sure sometimes things are double-sided. Definitely want to make sure you grab the other sides as well. Okay. Good. I think that's good. Oh yeah, let's grab that. Let's grab the inside. Okay, so I'm gonna hit the detach button. I'm gonna say stealth shoulder underscore pads. I'm also gonna highlight this and copy it because we're gonna use that name a few times. Copy it. And I'm gonna hit OK. Now, what I should be able to do, cool. So I'm gonna hide the main avatar and I'm left with these shoulder pads. Now it's looking a little buggy because my screen recording doesn't like 3ds Max, but I'm happy with this. So I am going to center the pivot and I'm gonna go ahead and export these. So file, export selected, and I will save them with the rest of my stuff. Character, stealth character. So I say leather armor, I'll go ahead and save it there. Stealth, and paste that. Stealth shoulder pads, save, cool. All right, now give my RAM a break here. That goes on 3ds Max. And let's jump back into MetaTailor. So import cloth accessories, leather armor, shoulder pads, cool. Only one material here, so let's go ahead and add these textures and just see how things look. Okay, cool. Let's bring the value down. Look at that. Look at that. Looks pretty modern to me. Maybe bring the smoothes up a little bit. I think it would be kind of cool if they're shiny and maybe make them look metal. And I will try the normal map, but I think the normal map has, it has some like insignia in it. I guess that's kind of cool if that's what you want. I think we'll just go without it for now. So no normal map for us on this. Is there any other? Yeah, I think we're okay. Maybe the metalist map. Let's just take a look. That's kind of cool. Maybe we'll keep that. We'll leave it for now. You can always add textures and remove textures later. You don't have to do it in this phase. Stealth shoulder pads, very nice. I'm gonna hit next. Now, I don't have a shoulder pads category either. I think I'll just go to full body. That's kind of my go-to general category. Next. And that should be good. So let's go ahead and hit confirm. Next steps. That should finish it out with these pads on top. Okay, cool. So let's just take a look. Let's see if we can inspect what's going on. I might lower the smoothness a little so we can see them better. There's a lot of glare. That's okay. Cool. I mean, that kind of came out pretty good, guys. I mean, yeah, this is an asset designed for a medieval character, but it looks right at home on a character like this. I see the strap and the backpack are conflicting. Let me see if I can fix that. Move this over a little. Oh, much better. Oh, maybe not. What is going on here? So, what is it not like? It's trying. So we did thread this under that. So it's trying to also put this under the backpack in the rear as well. What I can probably do is maybe grab this. And shrink wrap as well. See if we can shrink it a little. Let's just see if we can sort of. Nice, cool. Okay, so the antenna's up, radio's on his chest. Let's darken this out, stick to the theme of like dark material stuff. Very cool. let me re-add that in. That's what I skipped. So the knife needs to move because it's now covered by a shoulder pad. So let's just make, honestly, I kind of want to put the knife on the chest. I think that'll look a little cooler. So I don't want to use the gizmo for that. I'm gonna actually hit confirm. I'm gonna hit reset. I'm gonna hit confirm, and then I actually use this button as a quick place. Quick place basically attaches it back to my mouse and allows me to quickly move it around. I think the chest area right here is a good spot for it, so I'm gonna go ahead and click, apply, and rotate. Honestly, that's pretty good. Cool. So this is coming along really, really well. Do I need to add anything else? I think I'm gonna start wrapping it up. I don't want to add too much and over clutter the character. I think it would be cool if I add a pistol and maybe a rifle on his back as well. So those will be my final steps. Oh, and of course the night vision goggles. Let's go ahead and do this as well. And see what that looks like. Dark. Oh yeah, he's ready, guys. He's ready for combat. Let's see some other environments. Look, how cool. Okay. So yeah, guys, we haven't gone in depth on this. We do have environments you can change. You can also do custom changes as well. Hit the custom button. You have different attributes for the environments you can change, but there's also some really nice presets. Spotlight's pretty cool. I'll stick with that for a minute. Actually, we'll stick to warm for now because I do need to be able to see him. Okay. Let's go ahead and just, I have some pretty important accessories. I think I have this like wrist iPad thing that I found. Let's go ahead and put that on his arm. We'll confirm. Again, we're going to parent to closest. Okay, very cool. I swear. Looking pretty good. This needs to be bound to a better bone. Head. So that. There we go. So is there it really bugs me that there's nothing attached to his head. I might take a belt and actually make something. Okay, so Army Service Uniform. It is a pro item in the asset store. I'm going to apply it to his head, and let's just see if we can make some sort of makeshift strap that just looks good. Okay. All right. Let's just see what happens. Oh yeah, drag it beneath the layer. And then of course, drop that color. Now, what you're seeing, the slight offset effect, I believe if we keep trying to make it more narrow, it might push out more. This is this offsetting is something that we're actually gonna allow you to adjust. Some people like offsetting because they're building sort of, they want to keep a specific distance between the layers. Soon we're going to actually offer a way to customize that to where you can make it skin tight, truly skin tight. In this case, it hovers a little off the head. If I turn off effects layering, what that could do is it'll actually disable the layering effects of MetaTailor and allow me to really customize how close I want. And I think that's good for this. Let's just use the manual tools. See if we can get that fitment nice. Sink it on the head a little. Up a tiny bit like that. And then just eyeballing it here. Yeah, I think that's okay. That's nice and tight. You confirm. And these are gray or sort of a brown color or tan color. Let's see if we can also make this black. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So look at it, guys. I mean, we have a pretty intense looking character. I wonder if on this, I could actually reuse the emissive map, make this thing pretty sweet. So emissive, let's grab that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so we have a really cool character that's coming along really nicely. The only thing that he is missing is a weapon. After all, he is a stealth assassin, soldier, Splinter Cell type character. So I'm going to go to cloth accessory. I'm going to find all my import or my downloaded items. I found a pretty nice pistol. Let's take a look. Where is it? There we go. Let's see if we can reduce the elements that we do not want. Okay. Next. Stealth pistol. Accessory. Next. Scale down. I think it's a little too big, so just a tiny bit smaller. Maybe a tiny bit bigger. I think that's about right. Looks about right. Confirm. Finish. Cool. So we want back out a little bit. Very good. All right. I mean, this guy's ready. Look at that. I think he's done, guys. Okay, so let's set the mood a little bit, right? By the way, some of the clipping, if you go into the tailoring mode and you hit auto visibility, check this out. MetaTailor will actually calculate the visibility of polygons underneath. So if I just hide the pants real quick, it actually has removed the polygons. And if I go back to the stand cover animation, you will see now there is no clipping coming through at all because it's removed the polygons underneath. Now, when you go back to Unreal Engine, you're going to use a new MetaHuman, and there will be maybe some clipping that can be mitigated. But what we are working on in the future is actually having occlusion maps that are generated that you can apply in the blueprints and remove the polygons underneath of your MetaHuman avatars. So what I want to do next is export to Unreal Engine. To do that, I'm actually going to hit the export button. I'm going to call him Stealth Soldier. I'm going to export him as an FBX. I'm going to export the textures as a PNG, leave the scale to 1. Use scale up 100x or x100 if you're exporting to Unreal using MetaHumans. I'm going to disable the avatar. We do not want the avatar because we're going to apply these clothing to the MetaHuman, which already exists in Unreal, and that'll save us from a lot of additional setup. We're going to leave the clothes, leave the skin weights, and leave clean bones checked. We are not going to do anything with vertex colors. We're not going to include proxies. So choose a save location and then hit export. What MetaTailor is going to do, it's going to export the fully rigged outfit that is skinned and ready to go on this avatar. It's also going to export all of the textures as well. Okay, cool. So exporting is finished. Here's my FBX outfit and all of the textures associated with my avatar. What I'm going to do is make sure I go back to design. I'm going to hit save, make sure he's saved. I'm going to go back to the home menu. And I'm going to close out of MetaTailor. So we've exported our outfit and texture maps from MetaTailor. We're going to drag and drop this into Unreal Engine directly. Go ahead and look at the skeleton drop-down menu and make sure you select MetaHuman. This is really important. Other than that, hit import all. I've already imported the items and I put them in a folder. So open the folder up and you will actually see it, the FBX outfit. I called it Stealth Soldier. It's just a skeletal mesh. Open up your MetaHumans blueprint and add a skeletal mesh to the hierarchy. I'm just going to name it Stealth Outfit for now. Navigate to the right-hand side and on the mesh dropdown, make sure you find the original outfit FBX that you imported. We called it Stealth Soldier. Click to apply it and watch as Unreal will actually apply the outfit to your MetaHuman. So go ahead and hit play, and there you go. Now you have a character in scene, rigged to your MetaHuman, ready to go for whatever game, project, or visual effects scene you're working on. So that's going to wrap up our in-depth tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you learned a lot today. Also, if you want to download MetaTailor and try it for free, go to MetaTailor.app and create a free account to get started. And if you want to learn more about MetaTailor, get involved with our community, join our Discord, which is around 3,000 active members helping each other build projects. And let us know in the comments what kind of characters and projects you're working on, because we're going to continue to bring you guys these in-depth tutorials that are going to help you in your own workflow. So let us know, and thank you so much for watching.